That's funny right there. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WFSO Aftermath. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I got a little bit distracted because on YouTube there's this channel called Comic Book Cast. Yeah, I'm a bit of a comic book freak myself. Um, I'm not gonna say comic book nerd because I'm not a nerd. I'm not a smartest person in the world or anything like that. But this is mainly just me trying to catch up with like developments of like Marvel, DC, and all that other stuff. I don't know if y'all want me to talk about like Marvel and DC stuff like that during WFSO Aftermath. Let me know. Just comment below. But you know what we're gonna talk about? Just like wrestling news. So and also the Bucks versus Caps game last night. I didn't do a video last night because I was so disappointed that they had the lead at one point and they just lost. And like another excuse for them to not to play Giannis or Chris again. They use that excuse. I'm like, seriously, it's it like makes no sense. Um, but anyways, check out Comic Book Cast too. If you like your comic book like Marvel, DC, and also like with the MCU and the DC Studios or wherever you want to call DC, it's out there. There's other channels too, but I follow like Comic Book Cast more because like he's just not just saying like okay the news that's out there, but he gives his opinions about it. Sometimes his opinions is not great. Some of his opinions make sense. So if y'all like comic book fans like me, check him out. But back to this Bucks game. It was part of me would have would have had this one thing, and I'm on here on the computer just looking at Marvel stuff. The game yesterday, it makes no sense. But like I said, there's some good news. Giannis and Chris are going to return when they play against Detroit tomorrow. So we were thinking Giannis was going to return today, and we kind of knew Milton may return on Monday. So it wouldn't be surprised. It was more surprised that Giannis was out playing with the knee soreness, and like normally he played like about what he'll be out for one game, then play the next game. So I don't know what's going on. It's like, are they trying to give some of these players like load management or something like that? Because that's what it seems like. That's where it's going. Because there's gonna be some games that he want to play, then okay, you can't load management. So I don't know what they're thinking. But we will talk about more Bucks news in the Bucks. Like I said, it was back and forth. It seems like Bucks had the lead at one point in the fourth quarter. Then suddenly they just let it like slip. Like their defense just got the better of them, especially in the paint. Normally they're box people paint, but their 3-point shooting that other team because their 3-point defense is actually better than it was last season. But people scoring in the paint is like insane because it's like they're letting like other team like they slack off on defense, like in case they try to come in. I'm like, no, you attack them. Not that's the thing. Like I know like Brook Lopez always be like crouching in the middle, but still don't give them that much space. Don't give anybody no space, and that's one of the issues. Sadly, okay, the whole game was good, but it's just like and like Brooke and Grayson didn't do much, and our bench, I don't know, it's just like our bench just played minutes, and they let those starting five and Joe Ingles like play a lot more. So that was all who all did something. And I don't know, like just like with AJ Green, he only played like a little bit 5 minutes. So give him like a couple of games off, work on his shooting, then he'll probably get back to basis. But that's just my thing. Um, but Evan Mobley killed us in the paint. He really did. Pat Connaughton with he did okay. 15 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 8 from three, 5 of 11 from the field. Bobby Portis did great. 23 points, 1 assist, 11 rebounds, so double double for him. 5 of 8 from three. Um, I think all his shooting was like in the first half, and it was 9 to 16 from the field, so he did pretty good. Yeah, they really doubling down on Brook Lopez in the paint. So I think he just got to learn, to if he's getting double, triple team in the paint, pass the ball. But he had 10 points, 4 blocks, 5 rebounds, 0 of 6 from three, 5 of 14 from the field. Grayson Allen, he really didn't. He didn't have that many attempts like usual, so that's just saying something. Or they're not making space for him to try to make these shots attempts and things like that. 8 points, 1 block, 1 assist, 3 rebounds, 1 of 3 from three, and 2 of 4 from the field. We were thinking Drew Holiday was going to have another 30-point game, but he was close. He did lead the team with 28 points, but 6 turnovers, so that's pretty bad. 1 block, 1 steal, 10 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 of 5 from three, and 12 of 27 from the field. So kind of a little bit of a bad shooting night for him. Like I said, the only person that like did a little bit of something from the bench was Joe Ingles with 8 points. Uh, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. He was perfect from three, 2 of 2, but 3 of 4 from the field. And yeah, this is one of those things you just like you just don't get it. Starting five, Cleveland had at least 9 points or more. But Isaac Oroko with 9 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 of 2 from three, 3 of 5 from the field. Evan Mobley, like I said, killed us in the paint. 38 points, and that's the game high. And I think that's a season high from him too. Um, 3 assists, 9 rebounds, 0 of 2 from three, 19 of 27 from the field. Jared Allen with 12 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 of 10 from the field. Karis LeVert starting to place over Donovan Mitchell, who wasn't at the game. He was at the game, but he was out, I think, with an injury. But I forgot what injury it was. But anyways, 13 points, 1 steal, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 of 6 from three, 4 of 10 from the field. Darius Garland, he did okay too, and kind of was a little bit of a problem in the fourth quarter. 21 points, 2 steals, 10 assists, so double double for him. 3 rebounds, 1 of 3 from three, 9 of 16 from the field. And from the bench, there really wasn't much going on, but Cedi Osman, the only person that stepped up, um, had 13 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 of 3 from three, 4 of 7 from the field. That is crazy. Like I said, they had Donovan Mitchell out. We had Chris, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Serge Ibaka out. But we'll get to the Serge Ibaka story in a minute, and some other things that the Bucks tried to do in a bit. But like I said, the final score was 114 to 102. Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Bucks in their season finale against each other for the season. So they split the season series two apiece, both winning their games at home. Um,
Don't forget that they're doing bad because of a bad ashy knees.
Well,
they no, he said they're doing bad because of ashy knees. Tomorrow the Bucks got Detroit Pistons, and that's what expected that Giannis and Chris will be back.
I
So,
got some lotion.
oh my God, what player we was talking about that had that ashy knees in the game? I can't even remember. Let's get to the standings. Then we're gonna talk about more Bucks news. Uh, I think some things had changed because of certain games, so we're just gonna look at it and let's just go to standings. We're if y'all, well, we'll talk about tonight's games that's going on because there's one game that's going on that is almost over, and that's Lakers and Portland. So we'll get to that too. So yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. Spurs, although it's going to take me a split second to look at what's going on in the East. Houston still dead last with the biggest losing streak in the NBA with 13, and most likely they'll be the top three of the lottery team. I know we talk about the lottery, but I know it's too early to tell because still most of these teams are like kind of like in their second half of the season. Although it's now officially the second half of the season until this Thursday. So we might depends on what I'm doing. We might go live and see the results of who's going to be the starting five of the East and West. Although you know it's going to be like
I feel that they
mix
should
around.
have me stop
What are you going to do? Shoot
and do something. I was there with Giannis, remember? I'm important then.
in the state?
I should be important nationwide.
I'll say certain states you'll probably be in Borden. But the thing is, it'd be funny. You know, they had like a write-in. That would be something they would have. They on the old ballots that they had for All Star when you always have to vote when you're at the games. They normally would have like a write-in.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, although y'all know they don't do the old ballots like that anymore. It's all online. But it is kind of funny. Like you had like a write-in. Like, oh, if there's a player you don't see on here that you want in, write them in.
I swear I fought for myself.
And you know, the funny thing is why they stopped doing that.
Because people fight for themselves.
Kind of true, but that's not the reason.
What was the reason?
The reason was because it was a certain player that don't get an All Star nod. Like, I think what happened was when Zaza Pachulia was with Golden State, and people kept writing them in and putting them in like in the top three in the front court. After everybody, the networks, the analysts, and some of the fans got upset that he was like up there, but he was up there in the top three for the West, but he didn't get voted in by the other half. So the
That's why.
15% voted him in, but the other 50%, you know, what fans and media, not fans, but you know, the analysts and the media didn't vote him in, so he didn't get the starting lineup. And especially Golden State Warriors, they was mostly the fans that voted for him. They were pissed.
You got fake, you remember that.
Right. I was upset that he got voted in for like the 50%. I'm like, really? It just didn't make any sense. Why the fans like voting him in like that? It's just like me saying voting for let's see, what player that I can use that said they got voted in? Like I voted in Joe Ingles, and he's been out until last month. He was playing since last month, and like, okay, I should vote him in. Like seriously, like no. But anyways, Houston Rockets with the stop popping up 13 game win losing streak. Of course, last. Um, let's see, San Antonio lost their last game. Lakers won their last game, and I think Friday game that they have, and they're playing right now against Portland. Portland lost their last two, so Lakers wins, they might move up to 12. Oklahoma City Thunder, they won their last game. Golden State Warriors lost their last game. They must have lost today. The Jazz, the ninth seed, they lost their last game. Minnesota won their last two, and they're in the 500 mark. They tied with Phoenix for seventh, but Minnesota's in eighth, and Phoenix is in seventh, where they got a three-game winning streak. LA Clippers, they got a two-game winning streak. Dallas Mavericks lost their last game. New Orleans Pelicans, they're in fourth seed, but they lost their last four. Sacramento Kings lost their last game. Memphis lost their last two. I know they lost Friday against the Lakers, but they must have lost to somebody today. But I guess I'll just talk about the games that happened tonight. I might as well. And Denver, number one seed. Memphis are a game and a half behind them. Okay. Now to the East. Detroit with a three-game losing streak, and they play Milwaukee tomorrow. It's an early game, so it's a 6 o'clock start. So just to let y'all know, um, Charlotte won their last two games. Orlando lost their last game. The Wizards won their last two. Toronto won their last game. Could keep them out of the play-in tournament unless they 10th and ninth. Chicago won their last two. Indiana, wow, lost their last seven. Atlanta lost their last game. They're the eighth. New York lost their last four. They're in the seventh. Miami won their last game. They're in sixth. Cleveland, of course, they beat Milwaukee yesterday. They're in the fifth seed. Brooklyn and Milwaukee are tied for their third seed, which Milwaukee got the lead because they won the first game against each other. So Brooklyn's in fourth. They won the last two, and of course Milwaukee lost their last game. Philadelphia is now number two and won their last five, and Boston's number one. And I think right now they've got the highest winning streak in the NBA with nine. Okay, now let's get to the games. Then we're gonna talk about some more box news. If it just clicked up for a moment, and of course, yesterday was the last day of voting your All Star starters. So this is gonna be interesting because right now Giannis was leading. Well, they was showing the ballot before Friday's voting and yesterday's voting. Giannis was in the lead, and it ended up being like the top three was Giannis, Kevin Durant, and Jason Tatum. So this is gonna be funny that they're gonna have Giannis be playing center, which I wouldn't be surprised, and that would be interesting too. Pelicans lost to Miami. Sorry, 196. Toronto beat the New York Knicks, 125 to 116. They was in Toronto. Oh wow, the Thunder beat the Nuggets in 101 to 99. Okay, they're making some. And shockingly beat the Warriors 120 to 116 in San Francisco. And in Portland, the Lakers did defeat Portland, which they probably just took that took that style, kind of switch. So Lakers beat the Trailblazers 121 to 112. Now I'm going to read on to the headlines that they got that Middleton and Giannis is expected to return tomorrow. So I'm going to read more of that. Then suddenly you get like a couple hours later, like, okay, they're not going to play today. Like, are you kidding me? Of course, Middleton missed 18 games with a right knee, and Kumbo been sidelined for 5 games with a sore left knee. So Rush will be one step closer to full strength Monday when both Giannis and Chris are listed probable to return to the lineup in Detroit. Um, well, I'll just let a little noise come out because I'm paying attention to that too. But this man just saying that yeah, they should be ready tomorrow. So we'll see. And for you Magic fans, which I am a Orlando Magic fan as well, Isaac. I keep on sorry.
Charlie, even though he obviously meant it as a joke,
I'm trying to remember his
see the
name.
context
Jonathan
of it as a
Isaac. I'm
joke,
sorry.
but you watch the
Will
interview.
return to the
Well,
Magic
now, Andrew
on
Garfield
Monday.
replies,
Who they
and as one
face?
would
Oh,
expect,
Boston.
he's challenged Charlie Cox to a fist fight. No, I'm just making up.
With torn ACL, and he
He'll
hasn't
have to
played
walk with.
since the bubble on August 7th, 2020,
Yes,
when he
out
missed the
there,
entire
say what most people on this world feel, that Andrew Garfield played the third
entire
best
2020 2021
universe, and the downfall even now kind of makes
Bucks
fun of that whole
news.
thing and laughs about the whole situation, even calling himself naive because of what he expected. But yeah, Andrew Garfield, how did he react to Charlie Cox? Well, he actually laughed along with him, pointing out that it's funny if
Okay, let me pause that for a bit. But interesting things that happened within the weekend with the Bucks. I know y'all know late last week that y'all know about the Serge Ibaka that the Bucks and Serge Ibaka are agreeing to part ways. So they're gonna try to find him a new home. So they'll find like a little of a trade, or they'll probably a team will pick up Serge Ibaka for cash because his contract is nothing but like 1.8 million, I believe. You know what? Maybe 1.8 million, and he turned it down because he could have made more money, but he decided to stay with a team that could win a championship. But if they win the championship this year, he's one of my favorite players. Like playing, and just suddenly they don't play him. Could they stick with the we got they can all play three big people and they can play center on his Brook and Portis. I still don't know why he's sticking with that 3 minute situation. They need a backup center. And I just don't know
That's
why
what
they
I thought you said they needed a backup singer.
maybe
Whoever works to win, right?
maybe they do. Maybe they sing during the game or something, just distract the other team. Yeah, yeah. I had to look through the trade machine. Release tomorrow about my possible, Serge Ibaka trade, and maybe they can add something else. Um, so I want y'all to comment below, like, who y'all think that what team Serge Ibaka is going to go to at the Bucks? Are they going to trade him? Will they trade him during the trade deadline, or are they going to buy him out? Which they can do. They can buy his contract out, and he'll get signed with another team for the rest of the season. So I think one of the teams they said that should be interested in him is Atlanta Hawks, which I can understand, like, because they kind of run out of center with what's his name always getting hurt, Clint Capella. Yeah, because especially if they want to like run and gun and stuff like that, Serge Ibaka can't run with him. He's like 6'10", so probably not the tallest, but he can play like a backup center. Or also, he can play a backup power forward too. Just however they want to, you know, do that. So they're gonna try to find him a team that he's gonna be comfortable with, and we'll just see from there. In other news, Houston and Milwaukee were doing this. So, although they was part of that three-team trade with Phoenix, but now it's like another trade that Houston and Milwaukee was doing with themselves. Um, it was included Eric Gordon from Houston for like four second-round picks, and excuse me, I don't know what else was added with that, unless it was just adding Eric Gordon for like four second-round picks. I don't know. But even if they did that, they would have to release somebody from the lineup. So and if they did that, they probably would release Serge Ibaka. But it's kind of tough when they're trying to get Eric Gordon and they trying to trade like 4 second first round picks. I don't even know how that worked because they would have to match their cash flow with that too. So they would have to add somebody in it. So some people was mentioning something like okay, they can trade Jordan Wova. Um, they could trade, they might trade George Hill, but I think after his some of the games he's been playing lately, they might keep him.
Not true. So yeah,
So
look,
I'm going to do a
I
couple of
get it.
videos. They will be
Try to
released
make
tomorrow,
the
although I'm
standpoint
going to do
of
them tonight,
as
but they
some
will be released
assumptions
tomorrow.
grew up on it and whatever.
So
But
get a chance, you
have
want to check
people
them
lost
out
touch with reality so hard that they
because
actually
it's like
like
close to the
believe
trade
that
deadline,
those
and it's
films
like
were very
February 9th, so
successful,
like
beloved by everybody?
a
Because
few
they were.
weeks from
Again,
Thursday.
I know you could argue that for everything, but
So it gets interesting.
we know Andrew
And
Garfield
the
even said
All Star game
himself,
is like
Mark
late
Webb, the director of
February,
those
late
films.
next
Even
month.
Sony admitted that they made a lot of missteps,
So yeah, this
calculated
I mean, it's
missteps that they were
interesting.
told not to make. They made those, and
Um,
they ruined their chances. And now Andrew Garfield's gotten
but
past the
yeah,
point where he can actively joke
like
about
y'all
it.
just comment
He's
below,
one of his
like who
best
y'all
friends.
think that
So
should
his response was, "Yeah,
should
you
the
know
Bucks
what?
like go
Yeah,
for?
we
There
all
was
know
another
that.
player
He's
that they
right."
said they should go for.
And that's
Another
it.
one is
That's
Cam
that.
Reddish
I think it's fine. I
from
think
New
it's
York.
great that Andrew
It
Garfield
was
is
with
laughing
Atlanta,
at
but
jokes
they're
like
not
this,
using him as
and
much,
he can
so
comment
they
about
could
it
use
again,
him.
and
So we're gonna do that
just
trade
be happy
scenario.
about it.
We're
And
gonna
you
do the
can tell,
trade
just
Jay
even
Crowder
ask them
scenario, although we
after,
did that like a
"Oh
whole
yeah,
bunch of
okay, my dad is
times
laughing
ever
about it."
since the
Anything
beginning of
else
the
on the
season
resume? He
with
said,
that
"It was
rumor
great
that
because
he's
have
going
closure on that
that the
role,"
Bucks want him.
which he said before, because it felt like
So
this
make a
empty
couple
like
interesting
hole,
things that's
a
gonna
goal
happen
that he never thought
on
he'd
these
get
next
to
two videos.
wrap
Could
up.
be even
Never
more,
thought he'd get that.
but
So now he's moved on
you'll see.
and moved so much past it that you kind of laugh about it, enjoy
Trying to
life, and you can
think.
make fun of him being the third best live action Spider-Man. Which honestly, at some point, you just wish most people could do that too. It's one of those things you aspire to. Yeah, just gotta laugh at myself. That's the best thing we do.
I'm just trying to think of like if there was there like more stuff that they was talking about. It was, but okay.